$5 more than the last iPhone they released.
Last what?
The last iPhone they released.
Bulking is hard. Bulking is disgraceful. It's so difficult. I have a big appetite for unhealthy food, and with my bulk, I know everyone thinks when you bulk you do like a big dirty bulk. I'm not doing that because obviously I'm still actively wrestling, so I still have to be in a two-piece, I still have to look athletic, and I can't afford to go on like a massive crazy dirty bulk. I have to keep it clean, can't go crazy with salt and sugar and stuff like that because that's what really makes me come out at the waist. When it comes to normal regular food, I eat like pretty much a normal person. I'm going to share with you some of my tips and tricks because I have a small appetite. I'm not massive, as you can probably tell from my video. I'm not a beast. I'm a small girl trying to bulk, and I'm going to give you my tips and tricks and tell you about some of my progress. So I'm going to put in a little picture here so you can kind of see how far I've come, because if you think I'm small now, you should have seen me before. Use an app to track your macros. I started off by putting it on as I went, so I would eat something and then put it on, eat something and then put it on, and I always found by the end of the day I was way off my goals. So what I did, I just realised there's a packet of crisps in the background. I did it in reverse, so I actually started meal prepping, which is super helpful when you're bulking because it just means you're going to get in those main meals and get the majority of your calories hit. You don't have to think about it and worry about food because it's done for you. So I would pre-put everything in and then just make sure I ate those foods, and it was kind of more of like a plan and set out for me rather than me trying to do it as I go and thinking about that during the day when I have a million other things to think about. So yeah, it's really helpful to get an app, put your calories on, put your goals on, pre-fill it out with the foods and prep those foods as far as possible, and then it's done for you. My next tip is to rest. It's extremely important not to overtrain. It can actually be really detrimental to your progress, so it's important to give yourself time to recover. My other little tip and trick is progress pictures. Now, I started working out and never did progress pictures, and then I was kind of like, well, it's too late now, I've started. And then when I wanted to look back at how far I came, I was like, I wish I just took some, even though I was a bit late to the party. So I kind of compare my progress pictures to just old pictures of me going out and stuff, which isn't the same. Like, you kind of need to do it, you know, in a little bikini or swimming trunks or something, so you can see your body composition, see how you're developing and putting on size. So that's something that I started doing a few months ago, and looking between the two pictures, I can already see such a massive difference. And if you consider it's only been 3 months, and 3 months is not very long. It's not, like, it takes so long to put on size, to put on muscle, and there's no point getting down about it because it does take a long time. But even looking at those pictures and seeing the small gains and small changes, I'm like, yeah, you know what, fair enough, like, I'm doing a good job. And it kind of keeps you going and picks you up a bit when you feel a little bit disheartened and you might feel like you're not really getting anywhere. My other tip that I have is to do smaller meal sizes. I eat small and often. Now, this tip might not be applicable to everyone because some people might do well with big portions. I don't. I think looking at the plate is like mentally overwhelming because I just feel like it just looks humongous and it's just so off-putting, whereas if you break them down into meals small and often, then it's a little bit more attainable, it's easier to eat, and I think it is actually a little bit better for your body in terms of digestion to eat like that anyway. So I would recommend small meals often as my next pro tip from someone who is not a pro. Picture your end goal in mind. What is it that you want? For me, I know that I want to put on size. I know whereabouts in my body I want to put size and shape on. Something that motivates me and inspires me and helps me towards my end goal is obviously the fact that I am a wrestler. I have been meaning to put on size, I've been trying to put on size, and I've been struggling, and I have been adapting, and I'm finally seeing some progress in putting on size in the correct way. It's really important to just bear in mind those things, maybe set something as a screensaver, maybe if it's someone's physique. Not that I especially recommend trying to get someone else's physique because we're all shaped differently, our body compositions are different, and you won't necessarily achieve someone else's body if they have a different shape. But sometimes it is helpful to kind of put some pictures of your end goals or people who have kind of your end goals. I have a few different fitness models who have the shape that I want, and I have pictures of them when I go to the gym on my phone. If I feel like giving up, I look at the pictures and I'm like, that's what I want to get to. If I don't want to finish my food, I look at them and I'm like, you're not going to get there if you don't eat. So for me, I do find that helpful, but I always bear in mind that I'm never going to look exactly like them because we're all made differently and our body shapes are extremely different. My final tip is just about something you can do throughout the day, which is snacking, which was always my favourite thing, and now that I'm bulking, not so much, because I feel like when you bulk, you kind of start to hate food because you have to eat so much food. But like I said, breaking it down to smaller portions is super helpful, small and often. And then also just snacking throughout the day, it keeps your metabolism going, and drinking plenty of water. Those are my top tips on bulking that have helped me personally. These are all based on problems I had with bulking, struggles that I had. Obviously, like I said at the start of the video, I do have a small appetite, so I did struggle with big meals. Therefore, I adapted and did the same amount of calories, but I just put them into small meals often rather than just big meals. These are all just my tips from my personal experience. I'm not a nutritionist, I'm not a fitness expert, but I have been trying to bulk for some time, and making these changes and adapting it has really helped me. So I thought I'd share them with you, and I thought I'd update you guys on how it's all going and how the struggle is with bulking. I hope this is helpful for you. Please comment down below if you have any tips, because of course we're always learning and trying to evolve. So I'd be really curious to know if you had any tips for me to help me out. But those are my tips, and I really hope they help you. Thank you for watching. Bye!